Good afternoon. So, welcome to episode 2. Am I creative and strategic enough? One of the most frequently questions asked by young marketers. So, today I'm Phương Linh, and currently I'm the brand manager at Vietnam Procter and Gamble, and also bring the representative of the Valiant Marketer today. So, today I would love to talk to you and have your views on this topic. So, may I have you introduce yourself first?
Thanks for having me on the show, Lynn. My name is Saby Mishra. I'm the chairman and CEO of MullenLowe Mishra in Vietnam, which is the leading advertising agency group, and been in this market for a number of years and works on some of the top multinational as well as domestic clients of Vietnam.
Thank you, Sabi Mishra. So, can you share about what really inspired you about this partnership?
Okay, so first of all, we have been doing this for a number of years. We have been working with educational institutions, marketing focused education centers, institutes for quite a number of years, very well known ones. And we do that because we feel that, you know, students, when they're learning marketing in the classroom, in the university, it's fantastic. They're learning all the science of marketing, understanding everything about it. But I think when they come to the agency world, they learn to work. First of all, they understand what is the constraint, what is the box. There is always freedom within a framework, because everything is not possible. They can't do this everything. So I think I would say our team's endeavor, we've always tried to give that opportunity to kids, to students, to understand real world constraints, number one. Number two, how to face clients, because everything in advertising industry starts with and ends with clients, who are our customers. And in an agency world, when these students come, we give them exposure to clients, because that's when they really their understanding what they learned in the university becomes a lot more clearer. So these are the two things: understanding the constraints and really working with a sort of a client-facing way as much as possible. Of course, they can't go and handle things and replace our people because they're quite young still, but that gives them an exposure. That helps.
So, what do you think about how business or marketing student can bring fresh logic into creativity and or vice versa?
Um, I think when students come into agency, they don't jump to creating campaigns right away. It doesn't work like that. But what they can do is that they can work in the research team or in the back in the sort of the back room of the creative building process by influencing the idea, tapping into local culture, which they also know. That knowing the local culture is not the uh, only the prerogative of people working in the agency. Even they know that they can influence, they can do the background work, and they can work as part of the team which is building the idea, and they can keep sharing their inputs along the way. And there have been enough number of cases where, in fact, we encourage uh, young people when they join to really contribute their thoughts and ideas to the advertising creation process, because there is no right answer or there is no wrong answer. There are answers, and which are either relevant and solving the business problem or not. Period. There is no right wrong. So we encourage that.
So, I would love to understand more about your point of view about the shared values between the academic and also the agency, like regarding the curiosity, adaptability, and courage.
I would agree with all the three. Curiosity, most important, common to academic world and our world, because that is the facility that helps to learn, because then you're observing. And the other two you said is about
Adaptability
adaptability, very important as well.
and the courage.
And courage, very important as well. So I think all the three are critical. I would say the the only other thing I would like to add here is that we encourage people to also think, not just do. Because they have learned something, they come and every day there's a campaign, they're running, they're doing. Sometimes I pause and say, hey, why are we, ask yourself, why are you doing this? What's the purpose? How does it fit into the marketing plan or the campaign or something? That gives them a better perspective. So the only thing I would add to that is thinking ability, pausing to think and asking question why we are doing it, and understanding how it fits into the thing. That is important.
So can you share more about like how MullenLowe Mishra views its role in shaping the future creatives and strategic leaders, like not just treating them as intern or just helpers?
Well, nothing wrong in being interns, isn't it? And or helpers. Nothing wrong in that. Even I started my career as an intern, and my internship extended for a long period. So internship is nothing wrong with it. See, my point is that, and I think in a advertising kind of industry, the practical side is very important. It's not a it's not a field which is about just being academic and understanding. Okay, and there is no really a formula. So I think if students get a chance to do internship or do apprenticeship or help, absolutely very important, because they are not going to be in the front end so fast, because the front end is the moment of truth. You're dealing with clients, you're dealing with producing a campaign. They obviously cannot do that from the beginning. So if they come in as an intern or this thing, then they're learning about the industry, learning about the work, learning about the people, about the client, and before they take the leap. So being intern is great.
Um, so this with this year competition, we designed a program with all the workshops and also the mentoring programs. And with each round, the students will have a chance to be exposed to the real brief from the client side, so they can have a chance to really like approach the problems, the business problem, and try to solve it from the fresh view or even like a more creative view. So, uh, what do you think that like which skills will student will actually walk away with after this program?
Good question. So bunch of things. So we have, I have seen internships happen in, successful interns who have come out of our agency for a number of years. And I've observed them. I have actually worked with some of them, and often we have recruited many of them. So I think a couple of things which happen. One is that when they work with us, it's like sort of real world experience. It's not something that is just purely academic. They're uh, stepping into a real problem, moment of truth. Decision has to be done. They get involved in decision making. They're not sort of far away from the decision making process, because agencies are not too layered in terms of people. It's a fairly flat organizations. So that is one. Number two, they get feedback, that critique and feedback that really very straight up and direct. It's not just to make them feel good or tell them, hey, we're encouraging you to do a good job. And it's not just about being nice, but really giving them real feedback that, this is good, this is what you're doing better, this is what you need to do better, and how, and so on and so forth. And the third point that is critical for what they get is that they sit in the agency, all right, and they are looking at the entire 360. They are looking at the clients. They get that experience. Then they are sitting in meetings. Sometimes they sit in real client presentations. They go through pitches. So they are getting that. They work in productions. They go to shoots. They understand about production process. They work with creative. They work with strategy. They work with data. They work with tech. They work with global teams and even regional teams. They sit in those meetings. So they get a complete 360 view, which they never had before as a student. So that is important. Next thing is that they also creating a real output. Whatever they're building, be it a project, be it a research project or a campaign or something, they are really building that portfolio, and they can go back with that into in their whatever, if they're looking for a they're going into placement, they're getting into interviews and all that. That becomes a real asset. So it's a field where the time that they spend in an agency is extremely well spent. And I would just add one more thing is that when they work in internship in agency, especially I have seen in our agency, is that they're not just talking about culture. It's not just a talk. They're actually living in the culture. They understand what is it to work with a pitch. And sometimes that's an overnight process. It's a one night, it's a full, everybody's working till maybe not all night, but they're working till late. They understand what is the pressure, the joy of winning, the pain of losing, and how agency people are very diverse people. So I think they live in the culture of the agency. When they work internship, they get that experience. That's extremely important. So I think these are some of the things they pick up when they work with internship with us.
So I think like for a young marketer, he can learn a lot of things like with the work, the real work that he can join in, and also like learn through the process.
Yes.
So I think what you just share about all the experience and skills that a student can get is really aligned with your company promise. It's just not about teaching how to do, but like more about shaping how to think and also how to transform for a young marketer. So can you share m- a success case about an intern, or like does he or she have any like early success in her career?
Okay. So we have had a number of extremely successful interns. Okay. Those interns who have been incredibly successful uh, with us when they stayed on, or those interns who finished internship and went elsewhere. They were quite successful in other companies as well. And I would say both not just as, I mean, there are interns who have worked with us and they've gone to very well established legacy companies. There are interns who have worked with us and gone to marketing in startups. And there are interns who worked with us and stayed on in advertising industry with us, or they've gone to other agencies. So all sorts of. But I remember that, for example, there was a intern. He was on the creative side. He had finished internship, and he was okay. I mean, he had done okay. He could have done better, uh, but there is something we spotted in him, and we felt that during his internship, probably he was not. He did not always have the right feedback or the right opportunity. So we took a risk, and we recruited him. We hired him as a full-time employee. Initially, maybe, of course, on a as a probably as a trainee for some time. I don't recall, but of course, what I'm trying to say is that we felt very confident that even if his internship was not wow, he still was a very talented person, very hardworking, extremely talented, and if he gets the right opportunity, he can do well. We gave him the opportunities, and he was exceptional. He just stayed with us for almost 3 to 4 years. He worked with us. Fantastic output. He grew really fast, and he learned a lot. He worked on some of our biggest pitches, and he grew from intern to 2 or 3 levels up on a fast track super well, because we spotted that, hey, he's different. And even if so, that is one example. The second is an example of a intern who was working with us, and then there was at one point in time we were working on a new business pitch, and interns always have to work on pitches because there's a lot of legwork to be done. They have to get out, do research, and this, that, coordination, blah blah. And this intern was put on that pitch. He absolutely worked like crazy. He was, and he was not. It was not just about hard work. He was really passionate about it. He was bringing his spirit. He was bringing his ideas and all that. All of that into the pitch. And when the pitch result was announced, I think we won that pitch. And the interesting thing is that the client insisted that he work on that business. So, which was great, it's a win-win, because we hired him, and he worked in the team that was working on that brand for a long time, and he grew within that, and he became an account manager or yeah, I think, I don't recall exactly, but and so that was a unique situation again, because he was so visible, and he became and the clients really appreciated what he was doing and the value that he was bringing to the table, and they themselves recommended, hey, you guys won the bid, but we want him to work on the account as well. They made a request, and we fulfilled that. So these are some of the, I mean, there are many examples, but these are some of the examples.
So I believe that when we're talking about successful interns, so young marketers should take it as like inspiration or motivation, so they can be resilient, stay curious, and stay adaptive and learn more through the process. Not like being straight about like how should I be like a successful intern like him.
Yeah, not at all. I don't think they should. I don't think they should try to be like specific. They should just be. They should just try to be better than their own selves, and learn and do that, rather than trying to match something.
So, is there any advice from your side for the students so they can prepare themselves to make the most out of this opportunity if they have a chance to have an internship at MullenLowe Mishra?
First of all, they should apply to us. That's very important. Otherwise, we'll not know who they are. Second of all, I think they should not come with any preconceived notions. They should come with an open mind. Because if they come with a preconceived idea, this is how it should be, this is what it should be, and then they are trying to match that perception to the reality. They should come with an open mind and make the best use of the opportunity that they have. That's a better thing to do. I think the other thing that they should really try to do is to, I mean, I find the interns generally that we worked with, I'm not naming all the institutions, but there are lots of leading marketing company, business institutions in Vietnam. All those interns, I'm referring to them, they're very bright people, they're very ambitious, they're very bright, they're extremely hardworking, very diligent, very strong work ethic, and they all want to learn and grow, which is great. But I think what I would, how to prepare, I would say, if they're coming into an agency, they should learn to speak their mind and express themselves more. They should not just be observing quietly all the time. Especially when they're asked to share a view or this thing, they should express that. I think that is very critical. Second is that they should be ready to pivot. If they're working on a project and they said, okay, you got to work on this other thing also, they should be ready to pivot to that quickly. Of course, we are mindful not to give them 3 things they cannot do within 2 hours. That's never the case. But they should be prepared to pivot, because that shows to us, okay, this student is really extremely dynamic and able to deal with a changing scenario. So that is the second thing that is critical to us. Third thing, personally, I feel when I see the students that do well in internship with us, are students who are very aware of what is happening in the world. They're not just looking at only marketing, that's all they know. No, they need to know what is happening in the world they live in the economy, in the geopolitics, in the world of international trade, brands outside Vietnam, as much as possible. Of course, we're not expecting them to know too much, but they should not come just knowing their academic textbook, but they should be knowing what is going on. I think those kind of students do very well eventually. I noticed that in my observation. So these are some of the things we like them to have.
So I think there's a lot of work to prepare to make the most out of this opportunity, right? But like end of the road, then you gain like a lot of experience, like also the skill set that you can apply in the future. Another advice that I'm seeking from you. So what are your advice to the students? They feel like that they are not creative and strategic enough.
How do they know they are not creative or strategic enough? Who told them that? Is it their self doubt, or somebody told them, or they are making assumption? If they are making assumption, that is that is wrong. They should not be judging themselves because they are not yet in the industry. If somebody told them, I would say, you got to know where you are irrespective of what someone tells you. I think doubt comes when you are not prepared. When you don't have the knowledge, you are doubt. When you have the knowledge, don't have doubt. You're clear. So I would say that if you feel doubt about creativity or marketing or whatever, you should learn about it. Learn what is there. Get to know. Increase your knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the more you know, the less doubt you will have. That's part one. Part two, there are few things like creativity or like what's the other thing you said? Creativity
And not strategic enough.
and strategic ability. Those things will get enhanced when you start working in the industry, when you learn on the job, and after being on the job uh, for a good number, let's say about a year or two, you should judge after that. You will know by then, okay, because are you a strategic, do you think strategically or not? Think strategy is not something that we put on the paper and write some fancy slides. No, strategy is how we think about everything in life. You want to go do shopping, you can think strategically, right? Or you can just, okay, I want to go and shop something, or you have to thought through, what do you know, what's your budget, what do you want to buy, where do you want to go, what's the weather, do you want to buy online, do you want whatever. I'm saying strategy is really the thought behind how to win, what's your winning thing. And creativity is being applying different things in your life to solve problems. Creativity in the context of advertising or marketing is there to solve business problem. Creativity for creativity's sake, no good, not relevant in marketing. So I think this is a two thinking ways. I think they should not obsess about too much in the beginning, because you will never know. Increase your knowledge, understand more, work in the industry, you will get the answer.
So why being different can be like a great asset? It's not like a disadvantage.
Well, simple answer to that is because I don't think you need to focus on being different. I think everybody should focus on being yourself. If by that you become different, so be it. But it's very important to be yourself, because each one is quite unique. They have unique strengths and unique talents, and it's very important to understand what is your own unique, authentic mix, and really bring that to the marketing world as a marketer as well. Of course, add new skill sets, add other things. Don't become static. You're always evolving, but the objective is not that how can I be different. No, your objective is be yourself, and everybody is different, so it's okay. I mean, so different is not the objective. Being yourself is the objective.
So, to all the young marketers who are watching this episode, do you have any advice to them so they can prepare themselves and can enter the market like confidently?
Okay, it's a good question. Thanks. To all the young marketers who are looking to come into the industry in the next, starting now onwards, I would really say three very important things. And this is coming. This is based on my experience of having worked in Vietnam and really knowing uh, this market very closely and having seen the transformation of Vietnam over the last 20 or even 25 years. Number one is that an agency career or work in the agency can be one of the best launch pads for you as a marketer because it'll teach you how to think like a strategist, how to write like a creative person, or how to ideate like a creative person, how to present and sell your ideas uh, like a leader, and how to solve problems like an entrepreneur. This combination is super unique. Of course, you can get this in a marketing company as well, but what happens in an agency is that you will get that in a very compressed way, very quickly, and all of that wrapped into one. That possibility is really pretty, can be really amazing. Number two is that Vietnam is a fantastic sort of a test market with 100 million people. And Vietnam is not just going to grow, the next decade. It's got a fantastic growth rate, which is happening now. Uh, Domestic consumption is there. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of ideas. Vietnam in the next decade is a 100 million plus launch pad. And because as a market and as the economy, it's growing really fast. It's the sophistication is coming in. It's highly respected by global marketers, and there are a lot of really smart local marketing companies, entrepreneurs, which are there. They're doing a fantastic job. The people are talented, people are hardworking, they're smart, they're educated. But Vietnam's growth is not going to come only from infrastructure. It needs demand. It needs domestic consumption demand. And that demand creation happens by smart marketers who can bring emotion, technology, resources, innovation together to create new solutions in the market. So that's really critical. I think that's going to be a fantastic time, the next decade, for the marketeers who are going to join this industry. I think the third point is that marketing is the missing link in the Vietnam growth story. And what I mean is that Vietnam has technology, it has the factories, it has the talent, it has the capital, it has the resources, it has the demand. But what it lacks sometimes, I feel, of having worked in this market for a long period of time, is that it lacks storytelling. And storytelling is what is required to take products to a next level of emotional connection with consumers, be it in the local market or in the global market. So I think this is where marketers can, and especially local marketers who understand local culture, and you really know how to blend that and create stories in a way that no other generation could do before. So that is really critical, because what is happening is that the marketing by pipelining is over for the last 30 years. Now it is about new storytelling and new ways of creating demand. And that's where you guys can play a fantastic role. Thank you.
So I believe that the future advertising is like really promising with both the challenge and also the good opportunities for all the future marketers to work on it. And with
Correct.
all the advice that you just shared, I believe that the future advertising doesn't like rely on what has worked in the past, but it's more about rewriting the rules. And I cannot wait to see how this partnership between the Valiant Marketer and also your company will spark that new wave of the rule breakers, so the young marketers can equip themselves more with the skills and the knowledge that they can definitely apply in the future and have this industry even growing more in the future.
Absolutely.
So thank you for such an informative advice for all the future young marketers. So I believe that with what you have shared, the future advertising industry is very promising with both the challenge and also the opportunities for the future marketer to work on. But I believe that with all the resources that they are now have more exposure, they can develop themselves earlier and then work on the problem themselves and then
Yes.
even drive the industry growing faster. So I believe that the future creativity also doesn't rely on what has worked in the past, but it's more about rewriting the rules. So I believe that the partnership between the Valiant Marketer and also your company can spark the new wave of the rule breakers. To all the future marketers out there, don't miss your chance to register to our program this year, the Valiant Marketer 13. So don't hesitate to click to register. All the information already in Facebook fan page, so you can just go there and find the register link. You can also follow the updates there and follow all the training, all the mentoring workshops, so you can learn and gain more values from those training programs. So click to register to the program. Don't hesitate to get yourself a chance exposed to the real brief, the real challenge, the real business challenge that need your creative solution, so you can gain your real experience and real skill. So register now and join the Valiant Marketer 13. Thank you. So thank you for joining the session today and sharing all the insightful information to all the future young marketers.
Thank you. I really, it was great to sit and talk to you. Thank you.